$60 million in revenue, $20 million in profit, but what a cover just in time for Valentine's Day. Research suggests that up to 40% of married men and up to 25% of married women will have an affair during their lifetime. AshleyMadison.com is cashing in on those looking to sneak around on their spouse. It is the premier website for aspiring adulterers. And in this economy, it is a very lucrative business. Joining us now, right next to me, is Kolhatkar. She is from Bloomberg Business Week. She wrote that cover story that you just saw about AshleyMadison.com. The magazine does go on sale today in newsstands, and there are two covers. We just showed the male version. There's also a female version. Actually, people can see it right behind us in our wall there. Sheila, we went over some of the statistics, but I mean, just how many cheaters are out there and how much money, if you're this business, can you make from them?
Well, it seems like a lot of people are cheating on their husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends. And Noel, who started this company, noticed that there's these statistics saying that up to 70% of couples were affected by infidelity.
Yeah, he calls monogamy a failed experiment, right?
Yes, indeed. Ironically, perhaps, since he is married and has 2 children himself. But he noticed that, there were a lot of research reports coming out saying, people were cheating a lot. Then he read a statistic somewhere saying that 30% of users of singles dating sites were actually married and lying about it.
Just lying about it. So he thought the next natural step was to say, why don't I just set something up for adulterers?
Yes, he saw this sort of elusive thing that people are always looking for, which is an online niche community that is underserved. So he decided he was going to build a business to serve that group of people.
Now, interestingly enough, he calls the business a female-oriented brand, right? Because part of the business model is getting women to show up. And in your article, you mentioned it's a lot like offering women, ladies' nights or 2-for-1 drinks. For this to be profitable, women have to go on the site, right?
Right. Well, of course, the men go there to meet women. So it's very critical to draw women there. And it's not the sort of thing that women are naturally inclined to want to do, to go and have anonymous sort of hookups online. That is much more of a male-friendly idea. So the whole site was designed with very feminine colors, the name is sort of 2 girl names. And essentially the women...
He picked the 2 most popular first names from 2002 when he started the company, right?
Yes.
He just went babynames.com, and that's how he came up with Ashley Madison.
Yeah, he decided those were 2 very hot names that year, and he thought, oh, those sound kind of good together. He thought he jokes that NoelBeaterman.com didn't have a very sort of sexy ring to it, so he went with Ashley Madison, and of course he tried to convey a real sense that there was a woman behind the whole thing, to just draw in those elusive ladies.
Now, you went on the site as redvelvet2.com, right? You had your own little avatar. It's a big hit, obviously, chit-chat in newsrooms, trading floors, everywhere. But while we're talking about it here, I mean, it's pretty hard for this company to reach out to the investment community, right? There's really no investor that wants to go home and tell his or her spouse that he or she just bankrolled this company, right?
Well, they have a big problem, which is that, frankly, the whole idea of this company gives a lot of people the creeps. He's trying to kind of, motivate people to cheat on their... Yeah, so he has to fight that. So they made a decision to try and use that to their advantage. So they gin up attention and publicity any way they can. And half the time it's outrage, criticism, Sean Hannity inviting him on to scream at him about how immoral he is. But every time that happens, more people...
And the Super Bowl pulled their ad, right? He said that the Super Bowl should have run his ad, and then they didn't.
Right.
Fox didn't.
They made it wasn't a really racy ad, but it was a little bit racy, and they submitted it. Fox said no, and of course this happened in the fall, but they waited until January to announce that Fox had rejected their ad, so it turned into a big sort of PR campaign for them. But he always says he would rather just have the opportunity to advertise like any other business.
All right, and I assume you've retired Red Velvet too, right?
Indeed.
All right, Sheila, thanks very much. It's a great read. Sheila Kolhatkar joining me there from Bloomberg Business Week. She just published this. You can pick it up on newsstands. It is in Bloomberg Business Week. There it is. That is one of the 2 covers. Business Week, Bloomberg Business Week gave equity, right? 1 female cover and 1 male cover. There's both of them.